Hello students, my name is Gaurav Bansal. I am senior lecturer from Mechanical Engineering Department from RIMT University, Mandi Govindgarh. Today we are here to learn about design of shaft. So the topic we will cover in this PPT is, first we will discuss the basic concept of shaft, what is shaft. Next, what are the different types of shaft. Third, what are the various types of material used for the shaft. Next is what are the various types of loading on the shaft, and the last we will cover the design consideration considered for the shaft. So, we will cover all the topics one by one, starting with the first, that is the basic concept of shaft. So, a shaft is basically a rotating element which is usually of circular cross section, is circular in shape. So, the shaft can be a solid shaft and shaft can be a hollow shaft, and the shaft is the function of shaft is used to transmit power from one part of the machine to the another part, and that power transmission is in the form of torsional movement as well as in the form of bending movement. The power that we deliver to the other element is in the form of tangential force, which generates a twisting moment which is further transferred to the various parts of the machine. To transmit power to the other elements, various machine elements are used such as gears, pulleys and sprockets that are mounted on the shaft that transfer power from the driving device, and that driving device can be a motor or can be a engine. So, these elements, these gears, pulleys and sprockets also exerts some force on the shaft, and which causes the shaft to bend. To connect these gears and pulleys and sprockets on the shaft, some elements such as press keys, splines are used that attach the machine and these machine elements on the shaft. So, due to the mountation of these gears, pulleys and sprockets, these also exert some force on the shaft that causes the shaft to bend. So, in this way we can say that a shaft is used to transmit torsional as well as bending moment. So, in this way the shaft is subjected to various types of load. When the shaft is subjected to torsional moment, we can say that shaft is subjected to torsion load. When the shaft is subjected to bending moment, we can say that the shaft is subjected to bending load. And sometime a case arises when the shaft is subjected to both combined torsional load as well as bending load. So, in this way we will design shaft based upon these three types of load: torsional load, bending load and combined torsion and bending load. So, this was the basic concept about the shaft. Next we will move to the second, that is what are the various types of shaft used. The various types of shaft that we used in the industry is, the first is the transmission shaft. These are the normal long continuous shaft that we use in the factories. Next is the machine shaft. These act as an integral part of machine. Integral parts mean, as we have earlier studied, that various machine elements like gears and splines are used to transfer the power. So, in machine shaft, that gears and splines are basically integral part of the shaft that are manufactured, that are machined on the shaft itself. Third is spindle. Spindle is basically a short revolving element which gives motion to a workpiece like in the lathe machine. Next in axle. Axle basically act as a shaft, but that does not revolve and support only the rotating body. Last is based upon geometry. Based upon geometry, we have two types of shaft, that is solid shaft and the hollow shaft. So, these were the types, various types of shaft used in the industry. Next is what are the various materials used for the shaft. See, the basic criteria while selecting a material for the shaft is, the shaft must be having high strength, the shaft must be having low stress concentration, and the shaft must be having high wear resistance properties. So, based upon these main characteristics, we can select a particular material for the shaft. Generally, carbon steel of different grades are used for the ordinary shaft, but whenever high strength is required, whenever the requirement is of high strength of shaft, then we can use alloy steel of various grades. So, based upon these we can use two grades of shaft. First is the carbon steel for the ordinary shaft, second is the alloy steel for the high strength requirement. Next is what are the various types of loading on the shaft. As we have discussed that a shaft is subjected to torsional movement, the shaft is subjected to bending movement and the shaft is subjected to combined torsion and bending movement. Based upon this, a shaft is subjected to three types of load: torsion load, bending load and combined torsion and bending load. Next is design consideration. Design consideration means what are the various factors that we considered while designing a shaft. So, shaft are basically designed upon the basis of strength or on the basis of rigidity or on the basis of both strength and rigidity criteria. When we discuss about the design based upon strength, that means we have to ensure that the stress at any location of the shaft does not exceed its yield stress. Yield stress means the stage at which the plastic limit starts. Second is design based upon the rigidity criteria. This criteria is basically to ensure that the maximum deflection, and that deflection is because of bending, the maximum deflection and maximum twist, and that twist is because of the torsional load. So, design based upon rigidity is to ensure that the maximum deflection and the maximum twist of the shaft is within the allowable limits, within the acceptable limits. So, rigidity criteria is also very important in some cases where the position of gear mounted on the shaft will change if the shaft gets deflected. Second, if this value is more than the allowable limit, if this value is more than the allowable limit, it may lead to a high dynamic loads and noise in the gears. So, these are some basic design considerations that we considered while designing a shaft. So, based upon this, when the shaft are designed on the basis of strength criteria, we have number of cases when the shaft is subjected to torque, when the shaft is subjected to bending moment, when the shaft is subjected to combined torsional as well as bending moment, and we have another load when the shaft is subjected to axial load in addition to combined torsion and bending load. So, we will discuss each and every type of load one by one. First is when the shaft is subjected to torsion load. So, first we will discuss what is a torsion load. When a force is applied tangentially to a shaft at a certain radius, then the shaft is subjected to a torque which is equal to the product of force and radius. If the same shaft is subjected to equal and opposite twisting moment, if the same shaft is subjected to equal and opposite twisting moment at its two ends, then the shaft is subjected to under pure torsion, due to which the shaft has a tendency to shear off at its various cross section. So, torsion load produces shear stress in shaft. So, you can see here, this is the basic concept of torsion. This is the torque is applied, same amount of torque is applied to both the ends, that will lead to shear off at any section of the shaft. Second is when the shaft is subjected to bending load. A bending, first we will discuss what is a bending moment. A bending moment is the reaction induced in a structural element when an external force is applied to the element causes the element to bend. So, that deflection, that force that causes the deflection is known as bending moment. When the shaft is subjected to bending load only, the maximum stress is given by an equation, bending moment equation, that is m over I is equal to sigma over y is equal to E by r, where m is the amount of bending moment, I is our moment of inertia, sigma is the amount of bending stress induced in the shaft, and y is the distance of neutral axis from the outermost fiber. So, in this way, these you can see these are the various types of loading on the shaft. First is the torsional load, that is applied equal and opposite in direction to both the ends. Second is the axial load, that is applied along the axis. Third is deflection due to bending moment, and the fourth is transverse load. So, these are the various types of loading on the shaft. The third case is when the shaft is subjected to combined torsion and bending load. See, when the shaft is subjected to torsional load, the shaft will fail based upon the shear stress, but when the shaft is subjected to bending load, then the shaft will fail because of the bending stress. But some cases arises when the shaft is subjected to both combined torsional and bending load. So, in that cases we can't judge that a shaft fails because of torsional load or because of bending load, and this system is known as biaxial system. So, for the biaxial system we use certain design failure theories to design a shaft. So, in generally we use two types of design failure theories. First is the maximum shear stress theory, second is the maximum normal stress theory. When the shaft is subjected to biaxial system, then the shaft is designed based upon these two types of design failure theories. So, the first is maximum shear stress theory. So, according to this theory, when the maximum shear stress in the shaft is approached to this value, then the shaft will fail. In this expression, sigma s maximum is the maximum shear stress induced in the shaft, sigma b is the amount of bending stress induced in the shaft, and sigma s is the amount of shear stress induced in the shaft. So, using these values of bending stress and shear stress in equation 1, we can design a solid shaft subjected to multiple stresses. On solving out, the maximum shear stress induced in the shaft comes out to be 16 divided by pi d cubes under root m square plus t square. This amount of under root m square plus t square, this value of under root m square plus t square, this expression is known as equivalent twisting moment. So, this equivalent twisting moment is that moment which when acting alone produces the same shear stress as the actual twisting moment. So, this equivalent twisting moment will be having combined effect of bending and torque. Next is next design failure theory, that is the maximum normal stress theory. So, according to this theory, the maximum normal stress in the shaft is, the maximum bending stress in the shaft is half sigma b square plus 4 sigma x square plus half sigma b. Again, sigma b is the amount of bending stress induced, sigma s is the amount of shear stress induced. So, using above values in equation 1, we can design a solid shaft based upon the multiple stresses, and on solving these equation. So, using the above previous values, our sigma b maximum comes out to be 16 by pi d cube under root of m square plus t square plus m. So, this expression under root of m square plus t square plus m, this expression is known as the equivalent bending moment. So, this equivalent bending moment, which is the bending moment which when acting alone produces the same tensile or compressive stress as the actual bending moment. So, these are the two types of design failure theories based upon which we can design a shaft when the shaft is subjected to torque load only, when the shaft is subjected to bending load only, and when the shaft is subjected to biaxial stress system. So, from this presentation we can conclude that what are the various types of loading on the shaft, what are the various types of material used on the shaft, and how to design a shaft based upon the various types of loading. Thank you.